Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's GeneralTarheel, your coach of the Charlotte Charizards, bringing you the Pokemon4Glory Next Generation Week 5 battle. First coach, LeafBladeX and Dewford Dewotts. Coming into Week 5, we did pick up a nice win last week against Coach Moxie Boost in the Chicago Black Fox. Make sure to check that out if you haven't already. And so as for this week of P4G, we are taking on an undefeated team, as we also will be in the APA against A-Drive, so this is going to be an interesting week. But for the first undefeated team, it's the Dewford Dewotts and LeafBladeX. He's been doing really well, and he's a very strong roster. I'm going to quickly go over that for you. His roster consists of Latios, Bisharp, Empoleon, Chandelure, Aromatisse, Cryogonal, M.Lopunny, Gliscor, Circuitry, Gourgeist, and Shuckle. And he does have the Psychic Z, so that not only allows him to give just a nuke to Latios as well as Chandelure, it also gives him Z Hypnosis with Circuitry, which is absolutely ridiculous and scary. And as we can see for the battle, he opted to bring Latios, M.Lopunny, Chandelure, Aromatisse, Gliscor, and Empoleon. And when I was just like looking at the team, I was definitely expecting an offensive Latios, whether it be Psychic Z or just like Life Orb with Roost, something like that. Just completely offensive is what I was expecting. M.Lopunny, just a general you know, fake out high jump kick return, probably Ice Punch in order to hit my Gligar. Probably gonna be, it could run Adamant considering my only speed tier near it is my Alolan Persian at 115 and it is base 135. Assaultguard does outspeed M.Lopunny, so there is a chance that he just runs Adamant this game and not Jolly. Chandelure, I was definitely expecting a Choice Spec Chandelure. Either Choice Specs or Choice Scarf, either way it destroys me. I have no switch-ins to it. Just like Latios and M.Lopunny, I have 0 switch-ins. Aromatisse, I wasn't really expecting too much this match, but kind of hinders Dragon Spam from Pure and Black. I have to watch out for Voice Protect and I'm getting like Wish back into Latios or Chandelure if I'm capable of getting them low, as well as Wish back into Empoleon. Gliscor, definitely going to be running Poison Heal, whether or not he be offensive or defensive, I need to check that, because it can take hits decently well from Mega Diancie, sorry, and my Entei. It does get two-shotted by Entei still if he's not max defense, so we do have to watch, or we can't abuse that. And Empoleon, I'm definitely expecting special defensive Shucka with Stealth Rocks and Gliscor being as removable with Defog. That's what I was expecting looking into this match. And as for my team build, I'm just going to kick it off with the kill leader, Pure Black. We do have the Choice Scarf running Dragon Claw, Fusion Bolt, Ice Beam, and Outrage. Now I don't really approve of Choice Scarf, Pure Black, but it just really helped me in this situation. Being another counter to M.Lopunny, being a counter to Latios, being a counter to Circuitry at +1 after Z Hypnosis. Just all the things like that, as well as another counter to Scarf Chandelure if we have to face that. It just does so well, and I wasn't really expecting Aromatisse too much, so if I was capable of just locking myself into Outrage, I was easily capable of just sweeping his team late game if I got certain chip off. So that was one thing I was kind of looking forward into this match, was kind of set up Kyurem to where Outrage could just absolutely sweep him, but since he did bring the Aromatisse, I had to make sure I got rid of that thing before I could lock myself in. I was really close to bringing Iron Head over Outrage, but I felt like Aromatisse wasn't coming, so that's why I opted Outrage. So Iron Head could have been a possibility still. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, so I actually need to hurry. Nidoqueen, we have the Ipapa Berry. This was a defensive Nidoqueen. I had Poison Jab, Earthquake, Ice Beam, Sucker Punch. Originally I did have this as a Life Orb, so I actually probably should have put Stealth Rocks on it, but it's okay. He has really good hazard removal, so it's not too big of an issue anyways. Like, just on the team he brought, he could have had Defog on Latios, Gliscor, and Empoleon. So Poison Jab just does, you know, decent amount versus team. Was not Ice Beam for the Gliscor and Latios, even though Poison Jab is actually doing more than Ice Beam, I believe, with the investment I have. I'm not sure. And then Sucker Punch, just in case Chandelure and Latios get out of hand. That's the main reason behind that. I made it defensive just so we can be a decent check to Lopunny. If he is Adamant, then the high jump kick plus the return always puts me in range of my Ipapa Berry, to where I can make sure I can get my health back up and get a lot of damage off with Poison Jab, which we'd be doing around 40 to 50%. Next up is Choice Band Entei. This is so much versus his team. Of course I have to watch out for Flash Fire Chandelure, but we have Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Stone Edge, and Flare Blitz. Absolutely destroys his team. Very standard set, nothing more, nothing less. Just does so much work. Embedded E-Speed does give me another counter to set up Circuitry, which I need to watch out for. And speaking of Circuitry, we have a very nice counter in Nuzzle Vessel Lantern with Volt Switch, Ice Beam, Scald, and Icy Wind. Even though we don't really do too much to the Circuitry, with Icy Wind we get to get rid of its +1 speed if it gets off of the Hypnosis. And also we just eat a hit. We do eat a +3 energy ball, I believe, from Circuitry, but only one if that's like at full health. And we do have some special attack investments just to get a little bit more damage off versus everything else, such as the Chandelure, making sure we can knock out Chandelure after Stealth Rocks with the Scald, which is very important, just small things like that. And next up we want to bring Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie has a Rock Polish, Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Earth Power. Absolutely destroys him. I do need to scout for that Shuka and Empoleon though, and I do need to get Chip on Gliscor. Those are like the only things I need to get in order for Mega Diancie just to absolutely sweep this team and the rest of his roster in general. It just had a very, very solid matchup. And lastly, I decided to bring Alolan Persian. We got Giovanni, got the leftovers with Fur Coat, with Protect, Parting Shot, Foul Play, and Taunt. Basically, this 1v1's a decent amount of his team. Of course, Aromatisse is an issue, but I have Nidoqueen to switch right into that, so not too much of a problem right there. Basically, the Protect is to bait the, like, the easy, Revenge Killer in Lopunny, because High Jump Spam is so free versus my team. I have no Ghost type on my roster, and I have no switch into Lopunny in general, so running Protect just felt like was really beneficial to me this week. And Foul Play plus Taunt just really allows me to take on stuff like Gliscor and such. Taunt also prevents any hazards if I might be worried about an Empoleon and stuff like that, so reasoning behind that. So as we were kicking off to the battle, I really wanted to just lead off with my Nidoqueen. It matches up very, very well versus his team. It gets damage off versus anything. The only way it would actually hurt me turn 1 was if he decided to lead with his Latios, which as you can see from the beginning he did opt to do, which is pretty unfortunate, but at the same time I don't blame him. It easily countered, excuse me, my main Rock Sitter and Nidoqueen, so that was clever on his part. Even though he has good removal, I'm still surprised he opted to go with this, but Latios also just picks up a kill versus me. So I want to switch out into Lantern as my designated switch into this thing. If he is Psyshock, he's going to two-shot us. Words, he will two-shot us, which I cannot help. But surprisingly, he is Psychic. I don't know. In this in APA, I'm really surprised strong Psychics aren't running Psyshock versus my Assault-Vest Pokemon. It's just, it helped them out a little bit more. But based off that damage, we do need the choice specs Latios, so that's going to be very important in this match. I'm just going to throw off an Ice Beam in case he does switch in, because I do want to get a lot of damage off of him this thing. If he does switch, I can just Volt Switch out after, as I do on this Aromatisse. I'm just going to go right into Nidoqueen. There's no reason for me not to, really. Basically, this baits like free Stealth Rock, so he could opt to go into one of his possible Defoggers, and kind of be a counter there. So that's why I decided to make a double here. I wanted to go into my Mega Diancie, because this makes one of two plays. If he goes Empoleon, I know he's most likely Shuka, because that's the only reason he make that risky of a play to go into my Nidoqueen. And 2, if he went into Latios, because Latios did eat a Poison Jab and get a Wish back into it, Mega Diancie can come in and still be a threat versus him. But he decided to stay in and get his switch himself for the Aromatisse. So right here as he goes into Empoleon on the switch in, I did just click Diamond Storm. I was really tempted to click Earth Power. It would have been really nice, because I would have gotten rid of this thing's Shuka Berry and I would have been able to 2-hit KO it afterwards. But Diamond Storm still gets good chip off on this Empoleon, but I am forced to switch out right here. Right here, I'm just gonna go right into Lantern. I'm not Volt Absorb, or sorry, I'm not Water Absorb. I am Volt Absorb. So unfortunately, if he does go for a Scald, he's still gonna get off the chip, but it's perfectly fine. But he does make a really nice double, as he will go into the Mega Lopunny here, which is just so threatening versus my team. But I will just go into the Nidoqueen since it is kind of my designated switching into this thing, even though I can't take too many hits. And as he doesn't Mega Evolve here, he will just opt to go for the high jump kick, I believe, which is perfectly understandable because it absolutely destroys everything on my team. Nidoqueen eats it pretty well, and next turn I'm just going to get Poison Jab and get off damage on anything that wants to come in. He opts to stay in and goes for a return, which is really interesting, but I cannot really two-shot him in it since I am defensive and he does know that. But he goes for the return, he gets a crit, and that crit kind of sucks, which we'll see in a little bit. But I'm just going to go for the Poison Jab. So this, I'm assuming he does have a little bit more bulk investment based off that damage, or I gotta like max min. Jeez, I cannot talk today. Like min roll Poison Jab on like some little HP Mega Lopunny if he's the adamant nature, which I believe he is, based off that damage roll that he got with the crit. Now right here with Gliscor, if he's not attack invested, I for sure live this, or it's a real roll in my favor if he does have a little attack investment, and Ice Beam would knock him out, so I risked it. Right here I'm going to assume that he has attack investment, and basically if he didn't get that crit on Lopunny with me earlier, I still would have hit my berry, and I still would have been at plenty of health to where this Gliscor could not KO me, even if he was attack investment. It once again would have been a roll, but a roll in my favor. Great roll in my favor. So I'm just going to go into cure him here. I'm really predicting the switch. He has no reason to stay in. He has an Empoleon and Aromatisse in the back. And Aromatisse at full. So I'm just going to click Fusion Bolt, get off some damage. Just going to opt to switch out here into Entei on the Aromatisse because I can take a Moonblast. If he goes for a Wish, that's perfectly fine by me. I really lose nothing by switching in here because Moonblast isn't going to be doing too much. And as he goes for the Moonblast here, he will get another critical hit. It doesn't really matter too much, but still, it's a little bit annoying just getting extra chip off on Pokemon because it just about can always matter in games and such. I'm just going to click Clear Blitz, and right here, he's 5-0, so I'm figuring he's going to make a play. Flash Fire Chandelure is obvious, so I'm figuring he'll still switch in, or go into something else scouting for the Stone Edge. But Choice Band Entei is just a general set. If that was Charcoal here, it would have been much better for me. But if he didn't make a play, he just made the standard play and went into Chandelure. So this kind of hurt me in the end. You can't really risk going for the Fire Blast. If he specs, he will just destroy something here, but luckily he is Choice Scarf and he'll just go for the Shadow Ball. He won't two-shot my Lantern, but he gets the Spidef drop. So if he's Modest Scarf, there is a chance he will knock us out here, but I really don't think he's Modest Scarf, and he isn't because we do live that, and we get off a Scald, get off a lot of chip versus this Chandelure, which is very nice. I'm just going to switch out into my Alolan Persian because saving this for you know, a sack versus Mega Lopunny or Latios is going to be very nice for my team. As we take the Shadow Ball decently well with Alolan Persian, right here I'm going to Parting Shot on the next turn because there's no way he sticks in with Chandelure. It still gives him a solid check to some of my Pokemon since it is Choice Scarf. And basically he has an Aromatisse in the back, so there's absolutely no reason for him to stay in. As I do just go for the Parting Shot on the Aromatisse prediction. Right here I will be able just to get in my Mega Diancie. Now unfortunately I can't really go into Entei because there's still a chance he makes the same play of going into Chandelure and stuff all over again. So as I'm going to go into Mega Diancie here, you just switch out. Once again, I just opted to click, actually opted to click Moonblast this time. Because if he predicted my Earth Power on the Empoleon this time, he could go into Gliscor, and that's very free. Moonblast would 2 KO the Gliscor since I am considering it to be more offensive at this point. Right here I'm going to go for the Earth Power. I a million% knew he was Shucka, like I already mentioned, but I figured he would either go for Stealth Rocks, and if he did opt to go for the Flash Cane in this turn, which he did, because I got that special attack drop, if he got a really low roll, I would live, and luckily we did. I didn't really see Mega Diancie doing too much unless I was capable of getting that damage off on the Gliscor. So I just opted to go this route, and right here I want to scout for Aqua Jet since he did have the, what am I saying? He did have the Shucka Berry, so there was a chance that he also had the Aqua Jet to pick me up afterwards. And right here he didn't opt to go for the Aqua Jet again, which I'm really confused why. But Volt Switch, we got a crit, it didn't matter really. I mean, it was kind of a roll, but it was a real roll in my favor. I did 30 to 37.5% against him, and I think he was at like 33 or something like that. So it didn't really matter too much, and if anything, that's kind of just justice right there. So right here I go into Entei as he goes into Gliscor. This is exactly what I wanted, because I'm just going to click Flare Blitz. I really don't expect him switching. Luckily he didn't opt to outspeed Adamant Entei, which really benefits me even though he is offensive, which I kind of question why not. But we get off the massive Flare Blitz damage, which puts him in range of a few moves. Basically I can, if I get rid of that Aromatisse, Kyurem can just outrage sweep late game. And even though my Mega Diancie can't set up anymore, it is capable of knocking out this Gliscor now. Because Mega Lopunny, if it does have Fake Out, it just hits it versus me next time, and Chandelure is Scarf. So Mega Diancie isn't capable of setting up versus anything because of its health. I'm just going to click Ice Beam here. There's no reason for me not to. If he goes into Aromatisse, there's a chance we can two-shot it depending on his investment. So as he goes into Aromatisse right here, I'm just staying in with Kyurem. I'm just clicking Ice Beam. There's no reason for me not to. I will go for the Ice Beam versus his Aromatisse because I am Choice Scarf, and I will get the freeze. Now this is unfortunate for him. One, it's justice in my opinion, and two, we see, or wasn't what I was trying to say, we see the Citrus Berry, which is very odd. I'm just going to pause this and kind of explain. Actually I can explain it while the freeze turns are going. Citrus is odd because if he's going to be protecting and wishing, he gets a lot more health over leftovers. So if you're going to want to run a wish protect mon, always run leftovers. So the reasoning behind this, even though I got the freeze on him, at this point, if I clicked Ice Beam versus Aromatisse and I'm doing this damage, based off calcs, you should know I'm either Z-Move or Choice Scarf. He should switch out Aromatisse right there, just so I wasn't capable of sweeping him with a Dragon type move, because if I was Scarf, I did that at this point. So Kyurem, at this point, wins with Outrage. He can't stop it, even if he gets fake outs with the Lopunny, I have enough sacks to where Kyurem always wins. So the freeze did change the role of the game, but he still had the capabilities of winning this match. It's just him sacking Aromatisse right there kind of put him in a real poor position. So I will just go right back into Kyurem right here. I'm just clicking Outrage and I'm picking up a kill. He can go into Lopunny after if he does opt to switch out, and he can fake me out if he has it. Then he has a chance of getting the confusion on the second turn with Outrage to where I can't just go ahead and win the game right here. So I will click Outrage and we will knock out this Chandelure, which he should have been his sack earlier, because not only there's a chance for some reason the Chandelure lived that Ice Beam versus my Kyurem, then that would have been a for sure scout if, whether or not my Kyurem was Scarf. So, but he does go into Lopunny now. He gets off the fake out and take that decently well, but we do get the confusion on the second turn, which kind of sucks, but it's perfectly fine because I'm just going to go stack off my Alolan Persian here. Doesn't really do anything for me, and I'd rather just keep Diancie to where if he does lock himself into Draco Meteor, I can deal with it easier. But unfortunately for him, he does miss High Jump Kick, and right here I can just go for Protect with my Alolan Persian, to where on the next High Jump Kick, he will for sure, of course, go down. He can't click Return, it will not kill me. So, as he goes for the High Jump Kick, he will just go down to the recoil. It's unfortunate he missed, but once again, it really just mattered to differential in the end, because my Kyurem, even if he did get the second turn confusion on my Outrage again, I still would have won 1-0 with Kyurem at this point. So I'm just going to go right into my Mega Diancie because he does have to click Draco Meteor. That's his only option, and basically I'm just trying to conserve differential at this point. So he will just go in for Draco, and at this point my Mega Diancie will just be able to click Moonblast and pick up the kill versus this Latios as my as we do pick up the win for week 5 of the P4G Next Generation, as we do end the Dewford Dewotts streak and coach LeafBladeX. Unfortunately for him, we did get the freeze on Aromatisse, but once again, I still think he was capable of winning the match if he didn't allow me to Dragon Spam. He should have known I was Scarf for this at that point in the match, because I would have went for a Z-move anytime on Aromatisse if I had it. That's simple. And I had more special attack than I did attack, I believe? Maybe not. I don't remember the team of whatever. So he just should have known, really. But I mean, he still played well for the rest of the match. He definitely did. Got the nice like Mega Lopunny doubles, and he pressured me. I really don't think he pressured me enough with Latios Mega Lopunny. He would have had the game in the bag if he pressured me more with those two. But I understand why he was still making safe plays. He did a very well balanced team versus me, and the matchup was more so in his favor probably. But we still were luckily capable of picking up the win. So look forward next week to as we take on Jacob as always in the Green Bay Pikachus, and also look forward to the SDL as well as APA this week. Once again, APA, we will be taking on the other undefeated team in A-Drive in the St. Louis Rampardos, so look forward to that as the team build will go up tomorrow, and of course the battle up Sunday. So that'll be it from me today. Make sure to sub, like, share, deuces.